Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Ron R. Lacson. The man didn't have any intention to leave. If it were up to him, he would stay at the shore, beholding the sea for the rest of his life, or at least the rest of the day trying to remember the past and, if possible, reminisce it. He was continually touching an inch-long scar on his right forehead while softly humming his old favorite song, All My Life by America. Mike was a picture of a successful man. He just turned 50, but his short black hair was still well groomed, although a few grays already began to appear. He now also has a deep curved line between his eyebrows, which he developed over many years of squinting. His job as an engineering manager in a software company in Canada was very stressful. He was sporting a mustache which he started growing 2 years ago. He was dressed in jeans and in black short-sleeve polo shirt, which he usually wears because he knew it would make him look casual but still respectable in the eyes of those he might meet. At 5'10", he still looks kind and athletic, thanks to his passion for running half marathons every chance he gets. Mike's appearance has changed a lot since he first set foot on this place, the Rizal Boulevard in Dumaguete City, almost 3 decades ago. "Excuse me, is this your jacket?" It was the voice of a woman. Mike thought the woman was speaking to someone else, but he was the only one standing there aside from her. He suddenly had to stop the song he was humming. "Sorry, what?" he replied. "I saw this brown jacket resting on the grassy area beside the tall tree. It's getting windy and I think the wind will blow it away if it is left there. Is this your jacket?" The lady asked again while carefully holding the jacket. Mike has completely forgotten about his fustian jacket. He was sitting on the grass several minutes ago. Then he walked towards the sea and he became engrossed thinking about the past. "Oh yes, that's right, that's my jacket," I thought. I am still wearing it. It must be the age," Mike said with half a smile. "Already? Alright, here you go. You need this. The cold breeze this December always starts to pick up in the late afternoon," the lady said as she handed over the jacket to him. "Nice jacket. Must be expensive." "Thanks, and no, it's not expensive. My son gave it to me, and knowing him, he doesn't fancy expensive items, even for gifts," Mike said. He smiled again. "But he likes giving gifts to me." "You're a lucky man. Not all children like giving gifts to their parents. It seemed to me that your kids adore you," the lady said. Mike realized that he and this lady were now engaging in a conversation. He hadn't talked with any woman not related to him by blood nor with any female co-worker for the longest time, let alone discussed personal things like gifts and kids. And as he posed to wear his jacket, his eyes also chanced to look at the lady's face. He guessed that she may be just a couple of years younger than him, but the nicely knitted white thin sweater she was wearing made her look even younger. She has black hair, but it was apparent that she dyed part of it with a light brown color as it sparkled when the rays of the setting sun touched them. She also has a slim body like his, which made her look tall, although she's a head shorter than him. Her hands were molded with care and experience, but there was still a sort of warm gentleness in them as she folded her arms to fight the sea breeze and the late afternoon wind. But the thing that made Mike somehow magically drawn to her was her pair of eyes that could seemingly speak and penetrate one's soul, even though those brown eyes were being covered with glasses. "One son," Mike said. "I beg your pardon?" the lady asked. "I have only one son." "Well, he's not my biological child. We adopted him. My wife and I were not fortunate to have a child." It was Mike's wife, Ashley, who didn't want a child. They were married in Calgary. She said her priority was her job and having a baby would destroy her modeling career. "My son is in Canada today and is in his first year in college. He is the one who persuaded me to visit this place. He also knows why I'm here. We talk to each other a lot, Mike continued. We both like to give gifts to each other when there are occasions like Christmas, birthdays, and other special days. That's great. I hope the gifts are not all jackets. Mike laughed. He suddenly found himself enjoying the conversation. I'm sorry, I'm rude. I haven't told you my name yet. I'm Mike, and what is the name of the lady who saved my jacket? Oh, hi Mike. My name is Dora, short for Dorothy. Just call me Dorothy. Dora sounds like a rat killer. They both laughed. It's nice to meet you, Dorothy. So what brings you here? Oh, I live around here. I come here in the afternoon whenever I can. I like this place. This boulevard is so beautiful. It brings back memories that are nice and sometimes even the painful ones. Dorothy uttered the last words in a very soft voice as if she did not want Mike to hear it. Then she looked at the sea. Yeah, I can't argue with that. This place is a thing of beauty. What about you? Is this your first time here? Oh, I'm a tourist here, but I had been in this place many years ago. A lot has changed, but this setting remains beautiful. Is your wife with you? No, she's not with me. Dorothy sensed something and she could not help but be nosy. Oh, you two have a little misunderstanding, huh? Well, don't worry. I guess she maybe just need a little more attention from you. Why don't you give her a gift when you see her again? I think she would like a locally embroidered bag. We have several stores here that sells beautifully designed ones that use the finest materials. You know, something a woman usually wants. I'm divorced 20 years now, Mike interrupted. I've never heard from her since we've been officially separated in Canada. Oh, I'm sorry, I apologized. I didn't mean to. Hey, it's alright, no big deal. It has been years. I have moved on. If you haven't heard from her, what about your son? Do they still talk to each other? Dorothy asked. Dorothy felt embarrassed the first time she attempted to be nosy, and now she felt sheepy. Here she was trying to make up for some silly remarks she said a while ago. And the best she could come up with next was ask another personal question. Is this how a 48-year-old lady should act in front of a gentleman? What is going on with her? Was it her eyeglasses that were making her conscious about herself? She started wearing glasses just 2 years ago. She didn't like to, but she had to. She was a very hard-working music teacher. So years of reading music sheets had taken a toll on her eyes, and she hated contact lenses. But even without the custom-designed glasses that supplemented her heart-shaped face and made her look smarter, she knew deep inside that she looks pretty and intelligent. So why couldn't she pull herself together and act naturally in front of this man? But Mike was calm and very friendly. Dorothy had nothing to worry about. No, it was my idea to adopt a child because I thought it would save our marriage, but I was wrong. We divorced just 4 months after we took my son Dennis. Mike took a deep breath, like he was trying to catch the next wave of energy. My son was only 1 year old when Ashley left for good. We were married for just 2 years, so technically Dennis never knew her, and she never bothered herself to know him. I'm sorry, I'm so nosy. That's alright. So you raise your son by yourself as a single parent? That will be my last personal question, I promised, Dorothy told herself. Mike nodded. Then they paused for a while. Mike broke the silence. What about you? Me? What about me? I told you I live here. Well, aside from that, is it alright to ask if you're married or if you have children? Mike felt that he has the right to ask those questions. He already told her so much about his personal life. No, said Dorothy. She showed a stiff face. No, I can't ask. No, I don't have a husband. Never had. I don't have children. I'm a spinster. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike said. He placed his hands together like he was about to say a prayer. I didn't mean to pry. I'm sorry. Hey, it's okay. No. Now we're even. Mike and Dorothy both laughed. They looked like teenagers having fun in front of the sea. They then started to walk along the boulevard. as the sun began to say goodbye and bury its head in the horizon. They walked relatively slow, enjoying the breeze and the sound of the waves. It took about half a minute before Mike opened up the conversation again. "Mind if I ask again?" "What?" "Why didn't you get married? You're pretty and I'm sure you have lots of suitors." Dorothy looked flattered with a question. Mike raised his eyebrows, trying to conceal the surprising feeling of being attracted to this lady. "You can see that? Are you some sort of psychic?" "No, I'm not. Let's just say that I have eyes for beauty." Mike felt an air of confidence gently blowing onto him. He felt like he could talk really smooth. He straightened up his body and placed one of his hands in his pants pocket. "Are you hitting on me?" Dorothy asked, looking Mike straight in his eyes. Mike suddenly felt the air of confidence immediately being blown away. "Huh? No, I was just asking." "No, you see, no." "Hey, one no is enough. I'm just kidding," Dorothy giggled. "I'm just trying to get a laugh." Mike somehow heard that phrase before. "I'm just trying to get a laugh," but he could not remember when. His mind was more focused now on this lady who guffawed like there was no tomorrow. "Okay, so why? Why didn't I get married?" Mike nodded. "Well, it's a long story. I almost got married to a professor at Silliman University. You see, I was a teacher in high school. Philip and I got close because we had both the same interest. We became sweethearts for 8 years. We loved each other so much, and all our friends and families expected that we would marry. And we didn't." "What happened? I'm afraid to ask, but did he die? Did he leave you?" "No, I broke up with him." Mike's eyes widened in disbelief. "You broke up with him? I thought you said you loved each other so much." "Oh yeah, he loved me. At least that's what he said to me, although I hardly felt it. And I thought I loved him too, but I didn't." Dorothy looked at Mike, then looked at the sky as if she was trying to get approval from the clouds for what she was to say next. "What I did not realize was that one could mistake being comfortable for being in love," Dorothy continued. "I was just comfortable with him because I enjoyed the thought that my future was safe with him." "Well, isn't that what a lady wants?" Mike said. "A safe future with a man?" "No, you don't understand. There was no risk and I felt sheltered because everything was planned and scheduled. There was no passion, there was no excitement, there was no strong emotion. I came to the conclusion that when I was feeling for him was not love. It was just comfort. When I finally came to my senses, I had to break the news to him." "You were brave. And how did he take it?" "Oh, he was calm. He wallowed and cried like a baby." Mike and Dorothy laughed loudly again. It was a piercing moment, but the laugh they shared was genuine. "No, seriously, what happened to him?" Mike asked. "Oh, he's fine. He got over me quickly. He planned his life, and he always had a backup. He's now married to another teacher. They've got 2 kids and moved to Mindanao a few years back." They both paused for a moment. "So after him, was there someone else?" "You mean someone I loved after him?" "Yeah. No, after him there was no one else. I didn't feel the same emotion anymore. The one that I used to feel one time." "What do you mean?" "Well, there was someone, not after, but before him. Someone before." Dorothy's voice became serious. It was coming from a delicate part of her heart. "Really? Your love story is getting interesting," Mike said. Dorothy took a deep breath. Then she stared at the sky before letting herself speak again. "I met him here, in this boulevard, many years ago." Dorothy paused. She closed her eyes for several moments. Her eyelids moved. She wanted to describe what she felt, but she couldn't. She couldn't seem to find the right words. "You mean your true love?" "Yeah, you can say that," Dorothy said as she opened her eyes. "He swept me off my feet." "How did you meet?" "It all happened so fast, but it was memorable and exciting. We were both attending a small gathering at the time, a small group discussing the protection of the environment. Then our eyes met. After that, we couldn't take our eyes off each other anymore. Love at first sight? Maybe. I don't know. I just remember that I always wanted to see him and be with him since that day we had our first talk. I cannot forget what he said to me a few days later. He said that he just came to this place to fall in love with me. That was the sweetest thing. The sweetest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. Then I just found out that I was in love with him. That's sweet. Wait, you mean he came here? Is he not from this place? Dorothy didn't answer Mike's question, as if she didn't hear him. For 21 straight days, we clung to each other and enjoyed each other and fell in love. I mean, passionately fell in love. You know, that kind of I can't smile without you, I can't live without you thing. We would leave everything behind just to be with each other. That must be real love. Mike focused on Dorothy's face while she was telling her story. This lady has something in her he couldn't explain. He gave me flowers almost every day. We visited a few local places and dined in restaurants. Then we ate ice creams and exchanged t-shirts. We even had a theme song that we sang together. We planned our future together on another island. You made plans for the future on another island? Mike felt a dash of air in his nostrils, straight into his lungs and then his heart upon hearing the words future and island. Then he left without saying goodbye. There was a long pause after Dorothy said the word goodbye. Mike was silent too. He started feeling something different. They paused for a few moments. Mike broke the silence. I'm sorry to hear that. Did you find out why he left? Did he try to communicate with you after that? I don't know what happened. I have never heard from him since then. I'm still in love with him until now though. That's why I come here every day, every afternoon at the same time we've met, hoping that someday he would go back to me and see me. Then I'd see him. Dorothy didn't notice a drop of tear flooding the corner of her eyes. Mike was silent again. These all sounded too familiar to him. He felt a little bit uncomfortable and puzzled. I'm crazy, right? Dorothy continued. For all I know, he might be dead already, or maybe he has now completely forgotten about me, or worse, I was probably just a fling to him. Love is not crazy, Mike uttered to himself very softly as his mind traveled back in time. All my friends and families were saying that I'm not making sense, that I've wasted and I'm still wasting my time for something that will not happen again, for someone who will not come back anymore. Dorothy's eyes are now entirely red with tears. As soon as Mike noticed it, he reached for his pocket, pulled out a neatly folded clean blue handkerchief, and handed it over to Dorothy. They stopped walking momentarily. Here, use this. What's this? Dorothy asked while quietly crying. Oh, that's a handkerchief. Mike hurriedly responded as he stopped zoning out. A gift from your son too? What? No. Yes, it's okay. It's yours now. Thank you. I'm sorry. Forgive me for crying. I'm also just kidding about your hanky. I'm just trying to get a laugh, Dorothy said with a shy smile on her face. She lifted her glasses to wipe her tears. I don't want us to be so serious. No, it's okay. I understand. Sometimes we need to let go of the tears. It's perfectly fine. But Mike couldn't help but be bothered. There it was again, the phrase, I'm just trying to get a laugh. What does that mean to him? His mind wandered. It was trying to collect a memory that was blurred for years. He was confused. He was mesmerized. His heart was pounding. He needed to let go of these emotions. Some words were familiar. There was a long pause as they started walking again. They both understood that they need a quiet moment. Mike was the first to speak. She wasn't there. I was there, but she was not. Mike's voice was quivering. I'm sorry, what? Dorothy asked. Nothing. No, you were saying something. Do you know why this boulevard is called the Boulevard of Broken Dreams? Yes, I know. It's because, Dorothy said as she touched her chest. It's because this is where many dreams were broken, Mike said, interrupting Dorothy. His voice was calm but determined. Where many dreams were lost, where many hearts were shattered, and where all stories are the same. So you know that too? Mike nodded. They paused for a while. Wait, did you say where all stories are the same? Dorothy asked as her face showed an aura of curiosity. Mike was staring at the now dark horizon of the sea. The sun has done its setting. I was there, Mike said. He zoned out again. She was not there. You already said it earlier. What do you mean? Your story, my story, their stories, they're all the same. Same stories? I'm sorry, I still don't get you. I came here today because I wanted to find a lost dream. I needed to recall a memory. Mike's voice was earnest and quivering again. Wow, that's heavy. What was the lost dream? Oh, I'm sorry, was it a dream or a memory? Dorothy was faking her smile, for she knew too well what a lost dream is and what a painful memory is. There was silence for at least a minute between the two. Mike was again the first one to break it. 27 years ago I was here. I came here with my friends. You came here? Why were you here? We were celebrating our graduation from college. We pulled our money together and decided we will travel south. We chose the Visayas region. We flew to Cebu, spent a few days there, and then went here to Dumaguete by boat. What did you do here? We didn't have a plan. We just roam around the city, going from one spot to another, eating from one restaurant to another, meeting people, saying hi and hello, and then I saw her. Who? Oh, I know, your first love, right? She's the most beautiful creature I've ever seen that day. You haven't told me yet where you saw her. Mike looked up. He would never forget where he first saw her, and where he thought he would see her again 27 years ago. Those might be the only things he has not forgotten yet. It's in the park, Quezon Park. Quezon Park is the place Mike will always remember. The place where he first saw her and the place he was supposed to meet her so they would be together, but didn't happen because she wasn't there. That's all he was able to remember now. That's all he could remember for a very long time now. That's all. Very romantic. Yeah. What happened next? Well, it's all very fuzzy now. Fuzzy? Why? Well, it could be, or maybe, the years of traveling I did over the last 21 years. That kind of mixed up all my memories. Mike felt embarrassed about what he just said because they were not real. Come on, you must remember something. You must recall some wonderful moments with this beautiful first love of yours. Or should I say true love? Dorothy asked with a teasing tone. Yes, you're right. Of course I'm right. You must remember that experience. No, it's not that. Huh? What? You're right about... Mike paused and took a deep breath. About what? Mike closed his eyes like he was trying to recall something. About her. About her being my first love and true love. Dorothy looked at Mike. She recognized that this man was hurting inside. This man was deeply in love 27 years ago, much like she was many years ago. They completely stopped walking. Dorothy's left hand found its way on Mike's shoulder, tapping it gently. Her gesture was to console him a bit, but she was not sure if Mike felt her hand. She was asking herself, what's in this man's mind that got both of us puzzled? Why is this man here? Here in the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Hey Mike, do you want to find a place to sit? Yeah, we can use some rest. Let's go there, Mike said as he pointed to an empty bench fronting the sea. As they walked, they felt the sea breeze gently coming. The wind was blowing Dorothy's hair. Mike couldn't help but notice it. Suddenly, a flash of memory ran through his mind. A girl, long hair, walking backwards, facing him, smiling and giggling, then it was gone. The memory came fast and left even quicker. "Hey, Mike," Dorothy said as she tried to put her hair back down on her shoulders. "Yes, Dorothy." "Why are you looking at me like that?"